It was on the dot, right? Like they used all the reserve time on this one. Yeah, I don't blame them. I think this was a very, very tricky pick, and I don't think they're super happy with this one. The bright side of Centaur is that it's a decent hero versus Wind Ranger, but it's only decent if you have some sort of equivalent net worth. If you're sitting at 2k net worth and Wind Ranger's at 6, it's not decent at all. It's super bad.
This is double melee lane against Jakiro and Wind Ranger. You're gonna get click to oblivion.
I can assure you that Kaori must be having like the biggest and nicest smile on his face.
Yeah, he's gonna be happy.
He's like, oh, my Jakiro is gonna cook once again. They're just gonna sit there and tank my right clicks and my spells, and I'm going to love it.
They got great disengage this game on Liquid though.
Except there's something called coil, which will not let them disengage. But if you kill the puck and run away, I guess that is the plan. So the plan is laid out for Liquid.
Looking for like sparks of light.
No, good attempt, but not good enough. Something else, please.
Oh, they actually have a lot of disables this game.
They do? That's a lot of stuns.
They could kill Puck. They could kill Puck, but the problem is WS on Timber. So you have Centaur, you have Tiny. This hero shreds through these heroes, and he's also not really affected by these heroes. It's not like an explosive damage that they do have, so I feel like it's a very, very good Timber game.
Listen, draft against draft, yeah, the Timber is an issue, but Amber Vessel, something, Magic, they can handle it. They have some good arguments if the game is equal and stable. There's like a massive laning issue, but at the same time, Liquid players are world-class players. They can outplay, they can outmaneuver. If there is a game where it's going to be required, I feel like it is this one.
This is where they show that they can pick it up in the group stage.
Yeah, they need to overperform.
Yeah,
in a sense, because tough side lanes, and I don't think it's the easiest Ember game either. Not the worst matchup for Nisha. With that being said, I think Ember versus Puck is pretty favorable for Ember. So perhaps he can be the one, putting his team on his shoulders in the early game.
let's talk happy things.
Happy things.
Aurora, they look very good. This draft was definitely the extra 10 minutes that KP took to prepare for this match compared to others. I think it really showed. I feel like they cornered Liquid and they got a well-rounded, nice draft.
They did, and also have in mind that this is, I would say, the best Wind Ranger team in the world from the carry position, and it's Nightfall again. They are giving him priority. It showed in game number 1 with PL. It's gonna probably show in this one as well, considering that it's a very good Wind Ranger game.
It is a very good Wind Ranger game. I'm sure Nightfall is going to pop off on this one, as we're going to find out how it will play out exactly with Cap and SVG.
Game 1 was insanely rough if you are a Liquid fan. Avery, is there hope in Game 2?
Always hope in Game 2. You can make some adjustments, reset your mentality, come in and just play better. And you can't get much worse.
That is most definitely true.
I do still favor Aurora here. I think their draft just... I would rather play their lineup than Liquid's. I think this Timbersaw looks really devastating in this game. I don't know how they're going to deal with him. They did answer the puck pretty well. I like the opener for Liquid. I think trading puck for Ember is completely fine. You get a really solid hero for Nisha that he can just 1v5 with. And I think this is the hero that I want to see Liquid play through. I think if they play through the Nisha Ember, he gets rolling, it's going to bring the Mirana into the game. You have a lot of chain disable with the Earth Spear coming in on top of it. Puck can die in this game. Wind Ranger can die in this game. The supports can feed in this game. You have to get that snowball rolling, and then I'll see this draft come together.
Well, the biggest question about these lanes, how do you fix the off-lane scenario? Liquid needs to fix their off-lane, which is super scary. Jakiro, Wind Ranger, are they going to be able to get pulls off? I mean, that's definitely the most ideal scenario. And then in their safe lane, can they kick out the Timbersaw somehow? Slow him down, because he will be a massive threat throughout the rest of the game.
Look to Boxy for those ideas. You can pull waves top, set the center up successfully, and then do the classic like TP into fog, roll on somebody bottom, or roll on the puck mid if the opportunity somehow presents itself. He can dominate some of these games on the Earth Spirit.
Boxy tries to roll in, whiffs, gets the range creep denied.
Did get the lane back super fast here with some of the aggro pulls.
That's going to help a lot.
So you don't have to go pull waves here. The Centaur's in a good spot. Get another roll in, another hook stomp.
Roll in, another stomp, a bit of right-click damage. Not enough to commit for the kill. Well, Boxy maybe thinks otherwise.
Very good harass, though.
Another roll up in 3 seconds, but now he's going to be slowed down by the blood grenade. I mean, he threw himself so far out there, he's going to have to roll away to escape, but he does have a healing self. And again, more space for Ace. More time for him to get retaliate, which he's now got level 2.
Tough side lanes for Liquid. You will lose this top lane over time. It's just inevitable. And the tiny Mirana is not really going to pressure this Timber over the long run. Maybe get a cheeky kill on him with some chain stun potential before he gets too tanky. But I think WS should have a good time down here.
If you manage to like get some sort of pull or something like that, do you think Boxy thinks about rotating to that lane? Avalanche arrow lands onto WS instead of Mira, their intended target.
Very close.
Nisha, low, gets hit by the orb. No commitment, though, from Makoto.
I want to see Nisha step up here. He has a matchup he's super comfortable in on a hero that is prime Nisha territory. He can do some work in this game. Is it the freest Ember game of all time? No, but it's pretty good here. If you just get a fast vessel and you start running around, you have solid follow-up. I always like this Mirana-Ember combination. It's just very simple, very straightforward, very low risk, low cooldown threat around the map.
Got its range creep denied. It's been a minute since we've seen a Nisha pop-off game.
It just doesn't seem like he's in that zone right now.
Yeah.
It's going okay for Liquid right now. I think top lane is going better than I expected. They got the equilibrium in a really good spot really early and had some favorable trades against the Jakiro. They're only now getting a stack pull off.
Oh, Boxy, half a second late to stopping the Lotus. It would have been a sick play. Roll in, kick him out, take the Lotus, run away with it.
They're winning this lane, though. You're getting Ace to the helm, which means you can kind of let him solo / jungle and roam this Earth Spirit. That's the biggest goal up here. Might be able to get this big Ursa smasher. Oh, yeah, that's juicy right there.
Fortunately, couldn't get any part of the pull. 17, 18, and 6 for Makoto versus the 12 and 1 for Nisha.
He's really cooking a mid. Just straight up dominating this lane with the puck. It's not just the CS, it's the resources.
Oh, another range creep deny. Nisha is going to be so far behind in experience.
It's not often you win early denies with puck. That's just not supposed to happen.
Sure.
He is really cooking. Is he going to kill me or is he glyphing
Glyph
for
goes
it?
off, Slight trying to dodge the orb.
That was a necessary dodge. You die if you don't dodge it there, so living life on the edge. And you get your water rune stolen by damn Jakiro, so Nisha's going to have to go to base here.
Yeah, a lot more freedom for Carry than there is Boxy, who's just trying to get Ace over that line. That Helm of Iron will finally be bought now.
The craziest part of this game to me is Aurora have 3 Grandmaster tier heroes in this Puck Timber Hoodwink.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Kind of wild. I'm sure Jakiro's effectively a Grandmaster tier for Kaori.
Meanwhile, only the one for Liquid.
Well,
in
Nisha
the
doesn't
Piranha.
use Dota Plus.
That's also true, yeah.
I would consider that a Grandmaster tier.
For sure.
Very comfortable lineup for Aurora, as it always is.
They seem to stay with their greatest hits.
Can be a strength, can be a weakness. Just depends how you use it here.
Double blocking out camps. Boxy really making an effort that there's not going to be any pulls here.
This bottom lane, I feel that side lanes for Liquid honestly went better than I thought they would in the first 5 minutes here. They're doing a nice job controlling equilibrium, controlling the pulls.
Yeah, if only
stepping it up here.
If only you could say the same about mid.
This went the other way.
Yeah, it's the opposite way. Makoto. He's got his level 6 already. Nisha half a level away from getting his remnants.
What do you think about Wraith Band on the puck? He's trying to get some extra armor in here against the Ember matchup.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty cool. I think this is one of those things I feel if you asked Quinn, he'd be like, this is absolute dog. But if
First
you're feeling
blood. Collected. Boxy eventually was going to step out too far. It was just inevitable. Again, he's just trying to create opportunities for Ace where he can. The sooner they can get that Helmet Dominator, the sooner that Boxy can Get the hell out of there. Coil does get used in the mid lane. Nisha's just going to hold out underneath the tower here. Bushwhack attempted. Nice dodge with the slight, though, and cleans up Mira. Instead, roll in from Boxy will catch Makoto. Not the roll in itself, but the slowdown of the boulder. He has to Waning Rift up to the high ground.
Arrow
almost lands, but a phase shift to dodge just to make sure. And he will walk away with an amp damage. An opportunity in the future, or maybe an opportunity right now, as Ace is in so deep and the call has been made. Aurora says, okay, this enough is enough. We gotta punish this. And with an amp damage on a puck, it's made a whole lot easier to do so.
Kind of just unlucky for Ace that mid sequence went that way, where it's efficient for Makoto to come up here with the amp damage. Otherwise, I think even if you lay the stuns, he can TP out.
Mickey is dead. That is the Timbersaw in action. Able to get the kill before he hits level 6. That's how you know you're in real trouble.
Just cooked him. Push the wave in. Whirling death after whirling death. And this is my biggest concern in this game, honestly, is
Timbersaw?
I think, yeah, it's the Timber. I think the other heroes can be addressed here from Liquid. I think WS is just going to run this game over. If you get tanky on this hero, who's outputting any sort of big chunks of physical against you that we're used to seeing? Like, there's no direct Timber counter in this game to me. And I think when that happens, WS tends to make the most of the situation.
Another dive on Mickey. I mean, he TP'd back into this. He really cannot afford what's happening right now.
No,
but
not
nobody
like
on the
this.
team is going to rotate to help him.
Dead again.
And he throws out some damage. Maybe they can get the kill on Mira in return. Tofu jumps in for it, but the Lotus gets fed over. And
Double
Mira
Lotus.
is half health now. Starstorm almost still got him. Surprising. But Mira survives all the same. W picks up the double kill.
They still have 2 more Lotuses.
Yeah, that's what happens when you've got a winning lane like that, right? You could just don't have to use those resources.
That's a great move from Aurora. Recognizes Tiny is always going to TP back into this lane. And you have the Chakram, you have the level advantage down here. Just bring the supports, run him down. Tiny's not great at fighting early, right? You have 1 point toss, 1 point avalanche. You're just a body. Mirana not great at bailing these kind of dives out either. It's often pretty difficult to find connections with the arrow.
What is Nisha smiling while Mickey's, please, Nisha, save me. Just no, I'm gonna stay mid. I'm gonna get my urn first.
Technically, he's having the best game of anybody here.
Hey, he is now, yeah.
Oh, it has to go through the Ember this game. There's no way around it.
But he's having the best game, and Makoto is still ahead of him in net worth. It says a lot about the other 2 cores who are over 1,000 net worth. Almost 1,500 behind their compatriots. This is a rough position to be in, no doubt.
The thing is, this is a position that Liquid knew was likely going to be the case. I mean, when you walk into these 2 side lanes, you know your top lane is a sack lane.
Yes.
And you kind of assume that this Timber Tiny is not really going to go your way with a Mirana support. There's a little outplay potential. Maybe you didn't expect it to go this bad, but you should kind of assume it's the case. So I would have expected Liquid to crash mid harder here. That's a 3rd death for Mickey as he gets cliffed.
Where do you go from here if you're Mickey? Boxy is going to get run down with a focus fire.
Uh-oh.
As Javelin is already here for Nightfall. Now, here comes around it. Nisha has to make a move. Chains up into the stomp. The kill on Nightfall would be worth it all if they can actually get him.
What a timely ice path.
Oh, he's not going to get close enough. He has no more remnants. Slight, too long of a cooldown at level 1.
That was a big committal from Nisha. Didn't get earn charges, used all his remnants, out of resources on the map. This is going to open up an attack for Aurora around mid. They're pushing it in.
Epoxy does manage to grab the aggro. Still gets grabbed with the bushwhack, though. Pulled into Makoto's embrace.
They're just styling on him.
They are.
It's looking like a pub game out here. Oh, you can get the arrow on the catapult. That's pretty nice. Glyph will not save you there.
Moonlight Shadow, Nisha, they're just trying to get pickoffs on supports at this point. Anything to get an earn charge for Nisha.
They got
He'll
it.
get one way or the other. They're life or death. 2 earn charges for him to work off of. Now, can they get core kills somewhere on around the map with that? Another Stampede up in 12 seconds. They're going to need something because it's heavy pressure on the top lane. Another focus fire is up. The Siege Wagon push in. Do have the Helmet Dom creep trying to draw aggro.
Too hard to stop this though against 3 points Liquid Fire.
Just just dead.
No ability for this tower to defend itself. And then you have to imagine Aurora putting their sights on this last tier 1 in that middle lane.
For sure. I'm sure Kaori's going to be making that rotation pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I'd be looking at it. Get some resources on Makoto. Bring some heroes in his lane. You can even rotate the Timber if WS feels like his presence is needed and just slay whoever decides to show. They're also eyeing a smoke towards bottom, perhaps trying to ruin Mickey's day one last time.
Yeah, keep playing through the Timber Saw. The catch of the coil ensures that WS comes in, delivers the damage. Seems pretty simple. But Liquid just playing hyper defensive, which usually means you end up conceding objectives somewhere. Nisha does spoil some of this smoke, does not get caught. Mid tower is under assault.
Arcane Rune spawned bottom too. Unfortunate rune that Nisha just cannot get here. Close to Vessel.
Big pickup for Makoto with coil off cooldown. So you're heavily incentivized to make a play now. WS is clearing out the entirety of the Radiant jungle. He's going to have a very fast Kaya Sanj.
So far moved.
What? He's almost doubling this tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna smoke before the Vessel is done.
Yeah, weird timing. Timbersaw's not even out here. Well, the slight chains, Arrow tried to use the sharpshooter to get out of position.
Pretty fast kill, so you're not losing too much here. You get to push some waves with the Ember as well. Kind of stacking the core's bottom, that's the only downside. However, this gets you to your Vessel, and you're going to have 3 charges to work with here. So this is where you can run the map with the Ember and the Mirana. Pretty decent kill threat on just about anybody other than the Puck phase shift. And you always have Stampede to bail you out if things get weird. Should be very confident right now in this kill combination.
Ice Path into coil. The roll away breaks the coil. Boxy's too far out. Now the punish. With no coil to stop him, Nisha feels like this is going to be pretty free. They cut down the tree there. That was close call. Stampede. Mickey hits the avalanche on the puck. Toss up in the air. The arrow's going to land. And a big move. Liquid now hunt for more. But Nisha, got to be careful of that focus fire. And, well, there's a Timber Saw there. You're not fighting into that guy.
Game is flowing through the Ember, though. Perfect connection from Mickey. That's the power of the Tiny in this game. You can always join these fights and make Makoto's life hard.
Like chains on 2, roll in. Oh, Chakram almost finished him off. But yeah, with a Magnetize and an Avalanche looking pretty good. WS is still a problem, though. And Boxy will experience that problem.
Oh, it'd be a huge kill.
Nisha, and he finished him off. WS is so low. Once again, a hero's going to slip through his fingers. So close, but he's out of remnants. No slight.
The last tick, he was
that power shot brought 3 different heroes low. Can Makoto chase? Nah.
Worried about the Avalanche turnaround.
Yeah, fair enough. Another slight chain, some long distance. The arrow to finish him off. As you said, playing through the Ember Spirit.
Oh yeah, it's juicy this game. You have so much long-range chain stun potential that every chains is a massive threat against Aurora, and they have no spell answer to it.
And look at the space it bought for Ace. Ace is going to get the tower last hit off of his Helma Dom creep, so he's farming up neutrals and taking towers at the same time.
Huge sequence for Liquid. You go from potentially being 8k behind in this game to only down 2. So, massive pickups for them. If you get the Timber here, that's the cherry on top. The last Vessel almost did the job. Tree Throw hit him, he just lives on 20 HP.
So close.
That and 8 regen, counting for a lot. And again, Lotuses. There were some stored Lotuses for Aurora that got pumped into that Timber. Can't forget about them.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a progression over time. Teams holding on to Lotuses and playing with them more and more in the mid to late game.
Especially if you're winning the lanes, you don't have to use them in the lane.
Yep.
You just save them up. They're huge in the mid game.
What do you think about this? Second item, Heart?
That's the
Helmadom into Heart.
This is the scaling Centaur build. Yeah, that's the big question. Is this the game for the Heart build? I actually don't mind it here.
Okay.
I think this is right, because I think the way you win this game, you're not going to tempo this game right. I think the way you win this game is you just scale all 3 of your cores together into the late game.
The team's going to be playing through the Ember Spirit. That's your initiation.
Right.
Slight chains into Arrow. He can stampede into that just as easily as Blink.
I think this is fine.
Okay.
I'm on board. It also created potentially very, very nice timing around like Ember BKB plus Centaur Heart with a Moonlight Shadow going in. The Earth Spirit guarantees initiation. You have some pretty tanky heroes on the side of Liquid. All these cores are going to be kind of tough to bring down.
And it's not going to be the easiest for Wind Ranger, but that's where the Timbersaw is supposed to excel, right? Makes tanky heroes a lot squishier.
WS has some work to do for him in this game in terms of cutting these big boys down to side. If he gets bursted first, that's going to open the fight a lot for Liquid. And that can always happen because they have so much chains done in this lineup.
Yeah. He is trying to get a Lotus, which will deal with the slight chain setup. But of course, there's plenty more opportunities.
It doesn't matter.
Avalanche setup into Arrow.
Blink's already online for Mickey. If you get caught by chains and just tiny comboed into Arrow, you're probably dead off that. I'm trying to think if there's any way Aurora can itemize their way against this kind of kill threat from the long-range follow-up on the chains. Dispels are nice. You can get out of the chains. If you get tiny comboed,
Force staffs?
maybe
That can help you
one of the
get
answers.
like the avalanche hits. Maybe you can force staff before the toss. Get away from the arrow positioning.
I guess just, Glimmer Cape Force Staff is your best option in this game. It is a good Glimmer Cape game, too. WS might be able to survive the all-in chain stun if he's glimmered. I could see it. Game definitely slowed down for Aurora. That one chain kill sequence for Liquid did a lot of work to stem the bleeding here.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't love this trend of these Mirana supports. He just goes straight Aghanim Scepter. I feel like that doesn't bode well for pubs. Supports that don't buy any actual support items. That's a classic. Mira, some good moves. Not gonna let him live, but it was nice.
They're scanning the puck on this camp. Mickey might be able to get a sick jump here.
Would be massive with the Invis rune.
Close.
And the smoke, but
Aurora very good at dodging that move.
they are.
Definitely could have lost some extra heroes there. So we'll finish the heart for the Centaur. We'll push Nisha very close to that BKB. So we're getting to that mid-game timing where Liquid are going to be pretty strong in the 5-on-5, especially with Moonlight Shadow, letting you close the gap a lot easier. Mickey might skip the Shadow Blade this game and just go for some more tank and right-click if you can abuse this Moonlight Shadow a little bit for threat around the map. Would be some nice little synergy. As Aurora are done messing around, they're just going to force the Roshan. Interesting play call. I don't think they're stronger in a true 5-on-5 right now if Liquid were able to get there, but they're just nowhere close to it on the map.
And positioning being on this side of the map, because it's the Timbersaw area, Liquid really haven't spent too many minutes in this area, so it's kind of owned by Aurora. They take the Roche for free.
He's so high level, 16 already, 5-0. So if you bring this Timber down, he's going to be worth a lot. Public enemy number 1 right here.
It's going to go for Aghanim Scepter. They do not have a nullifier hero.
Nope. This is my worry is the Timber. I think he is the true carry for Aurora in this game. If he gets 5 or 6 slots, he's going to be a massive problem. Tormentor available. Nightfall making his way downtown.
Yeah, Aurora probably a little bit frustrated because Nisha cut their lane, and he's got another remnant to do it again at some point.
Some good shards to pick up here. Pretty happy with either one. You'll get the boomerang. Not too bad.
With the BKB being completed on the Ember Spirit right now, do you think Liquid still fights into Aurora off of this timing? Even though they have Aegis?
They absolutely can if they get good initiations. It's all about being able to jump one of these core heroes. This is a kind of a sick smoke if it lands. No BKB on Nightfall. Oh, yeah.
And at the same time, the Ember Spirit also killed the Hoodwink off of that Remnant placement from earlier.
That was kind of sick as well.
Yeah, they did a nice little sandwich here in this area, get 2 pickoffs. And all this attention, Nisha has the BKB. They have nothing to stop him. Unless he gets surprised by a stun, they can do enough damage. But it doesn't look like they can. He doesn't have a teleport.
He's all in.
He's all in. He's going back in. He's going to get both these kills.
Silent,
Can he
though.
get out after the puck on the second life? Makoto's going to chase after him.
Moonlight Shadow, he has no detection. You could just walk this off.
And he does have a Lotus still on Nisha, a great healing Lotus. So he was actually willing to keep that fight going, potentially. Mira just teleported into a Moonlight Shadow. Tiny instantly kills him. So back-to-back deaths for Mira against sneaky cores. And now here comes public enemy number 1, the Timbersaw. And Liquid are like, all right, we got enough pickoffs. That's great for us. We've almost brought this back to an even game.
Sick moves from Liquid. Nisha just styling on him with a surprise remnant on the backside of that map. Effectively killing 3 heroes on his own. And then this is the power of Moonlight Shadow in a game like this. Because you have so much chain stun potential off of any initiator, the threat is insanely high across the map every time this Moonlight goes off. Very nice spell for the Tiny to play off of, for the other 2 cores as well. For the Surf Spirit to get in there and look for some roll initiations. Liquid making this lineup work right now. Bring this game back to even.
They go for the Tiny. He harpoons himself away. Stampede trying to get him out. Coil is going to delay that retreat a bit. Can the rest of Aurora get here in time? The Avalanche is going to cover 2.
Oh, he got hit by the Distiller.
Yeah, the Distiller's going to stop the blink away. They really have a chance to get this. Keep the damage on him. Another Ice Pass lands, and that's going to be the death of him. Really well played by Aurora, keeping that damage on him. WS did lose his Courier, though.
Expensive Courier. It had the full Ags finish on it.
Yeah, that would have been a massive pickup. Also, Liquid is going to lose their Wisdom Shrine, it seems. As WS going to chase Tofu out of here, force him to expend his leaps. Aghanim Scepter is done on the Mirana, so this looking like a bit of a rat game. Boxy finds the opening carry in the bottom lane. I mean, they are splitting Aurora apart and getting these little pickoffs.
I like it. This is where the Mirana can shine. These types of lineups, just guerrilla warfare across the map. This is another reason I like the hard on Ace. Because I think this is what you wanted the game to turn into. And now he's going to be able to keep up and farm, continue to scale really well here. And be able to put some pressure on Aurora in terms of what this late game looks like. I don't think you wanted Centaur involved in all these plays. There would have been too many heroes running around the map. You need some heroes that are going to farm, push waves, clear those Ancients. It's more Ace style too.
Yeah.
Fair.
And now it's, you know, you're going to have a triple BKB timing for Liquid. And Timbersaw is not nearly the same kind of threat he was 5 minutes ago.
No. Still insanely farm.
Yes, no doubt about that.
Missing some of that on the Courier. I don't know if he cares. He's also insanely high level.
Aurora also don't have, like, the best initiation against BKBs. Oh, the puck gets caught for that kill. That is... Oof. Aurora. They thought it was just a casual little pick off on the Mirana, but this Tiny continues to ruin Aurora's plans, man. Everywhere he goes, I mean, he doesn't need a shadow play. They just keep on finding openings off this Moonlight Shadow.
Another reason that this Timber really needs to pop off, because I think Liquid did a very nice job at countering this first pick puck. There's just no way Makoto's going to have a good time in this game. He's going 3rd item A on this, which is effectively 1st item A on a puck because you're always going Blink's Witchblade.
Sure.
And then you decide, you know, how am I going to imagine? He's just going Aeon because he feels so insanely pressured by the kill combinations here.
Yeah, you know it's bad when it's not even BKB.
Right.
It's like, oh.
So you cannot rely on this first pick puck to really do anything in this game relative to what you're used to. It's going to have to be the other 2 cores picking up the slack, and Liquid can continue to abuse that. Honestly, their position doesn't look too bad.
No,
how farm this Timber is, I think they've done a decent job debilitating the other heroes, creating a scary map state for Aurora, winning the vision battle. They have a lot of room to work with here.
Definitely looks like they are projected to gain a net worth lead over the next 5 to 10 minutes over the course of
I would say so.
All the split pushing and pickoffs that they're getting, like carry in the bottom lane here. Question is that enough for them? Like, Liquid, scaling wise, is that going to work? Tofu, arrow off of the shackles. I'm not going to lie, it actually feels like Aurora is a bit lost. They just seem like, what do we do about this slight chain setup? What do we do about this Moonlight Shadow? All of this is looking too easy for Liquid.
They have to create a threat somewhere, because plays like these are not enough to win you map control.
You got a shackle on Nisha. He's going to pop his BKB. He still has the Lotus to work with. He's played a dangerous game. He did not make a clean escape, but the Moonlight Shadow, the extra bit of HP he has, and they're going to go for the Timbersaw. WS is finally going to die. They have the magic damage. You knew it was coming eventually. Liquid, they had the pieces together.
5
And
heroes
they
converge.
put all the heroes on top of the Timbersaw to get the kill.
We got the streak. Boxy, 700 gold for that Wicked Sick. These supports are insanely farmed for Liquid. All this pick-off gold. He has a full BKB. Just got 16 more hundred in the bank. This Ags Mirana starting to farm the map.
And the Aurora supports are the ones being picked off, so they have gained nothing over the last 10 minutes.
I think they need to bring the Timbersaw into more of these plays. They need to put the supports behind WS and try and threaten something on the map right now.
Go for Ace. This is a tough hero to go for. I mean, the Focus Fire will kill Centaur before it kills the Wind Ranger, for sure. Nightfall's already taken a hefty amount of damage. Liquid are a bit slow to get here, though, and they can't really punish. So
the thing is, you see the instant backup, they don't know where the Tiny is.
Yeah.
They might have seen him on the ward, but every time Mikke is just kind of looming around the fighter, you don't know where he is, you cannot overextend on these heroes.
Especially when your BKB is on cooldown, which Nightfall used his earlier. And there's a Force Staff for the Hoodwink. But Hoodwink's getting Force Staff, you know it's a good Force Staff game. Or a necessary one, let's say.
They are slowly getting to utility on the supports, but the damage is done here. Liquid got a lot of this mid game they were looking for. Their supports can push waves now. The cores can kind of solo threaten these enemy supports. You can't babysit each other forever here. If you are Aurora, you have to make a decisive move at some point. And it has to be through the Timber. And he is so much of your advantage and your strength right now, already level 20.
Oh, look at Tofu, man. He picked up Nimble enchantment, and he also took the leap attack speed. So, oh, what an avalanche on 2. Nice setup. Here comes the arrow. Almost tags Kiari, which would have been the death of him. Boxy's still going to be hunting, but inside the pit, he is teleported away. Meanwhile, Nisha runs down Mira. Shackle Shot does land. BKB goes out with a Focus Fire. Nah, it's Remnant. He's going to jump too far away. Maybe Makoto can still get him. They kick him away. Nisha's still alive for now, stunned up by the broken coil. Makoto feels like he cannot keep the chase going, though. Even with Shield Rune and an Aeon Disc, he likely just wouldn't have the damage to finish him off.
Lockdown issues for Aurora right now. Having issues stunning these heroes, particularly in the BKB. They have zero control for it, and you can always just BKB Stampede away in these fights. If things are looking a little murky.
Yeah, Aurora, one of these fights, they're just going to have to, like, jump in, force the BKBs, reset. But then how do you keep that fight going in the second round, right? They may have very mobile heroes, but Liquid, as you said, they have Stampede to just get completely out of the fight if they don't feel it's worth.
Maybe early Hex on the Timbersaw gives you more options in a game like this.
Okay.
Another way to go about it. More damage will also help on Nightfall. If Nightfall can get to the point where his Focus Fire is just killing you through Stampede BKB, which is a real possibility, you don't need as much reliable lockdown here.
So the Aghanim Scepter initially on the Timbersaw looked really good, right? No Nullifier hero. It's going to be, pretty decent for the entirety of the game. But it was also like he was kind of unkillable at that time anyway. I agree with you that it feels like they needed better lockdown options, better initiation options. Puck is dead again. Rough game for Makoto because Liquid made it that way with their draft, so not much he could do. Mira, you don't want to show against this Ember Spirit. This has been a tournament of Ember Spirits. Kind of really being able to chase after squishy supports. Toss up in the air carry. Going to be caught by Tofu's Yule's arrow combo, and Mira is still going to die as they catch up to him. With Mikke, Liquid are just sweeping across the map. They're going to force Nightfall. Maybe have to use his BKB. Yeah, there it goes. BKB, TP out.
It's all retreat.
Timber Chain breaks the Harpoon pullback there. The Aghanim Scepter preventing any damage from being done. They still want to get this kill, but he's already blinked away.
Getting forced to your base here in 30 minutes. And what is the turnaround potential? So many BKBs already online for Liquid. They're so strong in the ball with the high HP pools. Timber is normally the hero you want in these situations, as he can chunk these heroes down to size. but he cannot just stand on the front line on his own. And Makoto just has no game. I feel like if you go first item A on disc like he has, there's almost no point in even doing it because, okay, let's say you can survive these random ganks with AM. You're not doing any damage. You're not a threat to anybody in this game.
Yeah, I think
the items isn't scaling with you.
It's only good if you're like, you're in the position to rat the game and you're, killing creep waves, they go on you, the Aeon Disc lets you live, and then you keep that going for some sort of hard carry that's going to win you the game. But that's not the case here, right?
I don't think so. This is not a last pick PL type situation.
No.
That you had in game 1. You're going to have to win the team fights. BKB Timber definitely helps here. Lets you trade BKB durations, keep the Timber on the front line. Again, though, I go back to how do you control heroes if you're Aurora? What do the initiations look like? How do they start a fight? You can't just go in and coil somebody. This is not a real threat. And Moonlight Shadow is making your life very difficult in this game. As Liquid setting a trap for these power runes.
WS leading that charge. On the front lines, Self-Lotus to get rid of the chains, doesn't activate the Ags, doesn't pull the trigger on the BKB. But this is kind of feel like almost a bluff. I mean, Nightfall's showing in the top lane. If you're Aurora, I don't think you could take the fight without him. He is too essential for damage.
Very precarious moment in this game for Aurora. If they want to try and bring it back, it's going to have to be some sick teamfight execution.
Arrow, what an arrow.
Snag WS.
Standoff around Roshan. Liquid, I feel like they're in no rush. They've got 900 gold till Nisha has his Aghanim Scepter, but they're going to smoke up anyway.
Nullifier for Boxy.
Real.
Big item here.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess there's your Nullifier buyer. Wow.
I like it. 4-stat
Another lands on WS. Are they going to go for that? No, they hit the back line instead. Go for the puck. They tried to hit him with the Nullifier, but Makoto did manage to get out. Nisha, though, is still pretty untouchable in these fights. He's just hunting down supports. Got Kiari. Now he's going to catch Mira. And Nightfall isn't even going to turn and look behind him. He just heads for the hills. Or heads for the gate specifically. Chooses his way around. Yeah, they should know that, right? Somebody click on Nightfall.
Oh, he's screwed.
Yeah, spotted by the Distiller. He's going to BKB. He has to fight his way out. Hoped he gets some sort of kill, and he does. Nicely played. He gets in front of Boxy. That'll be one. He got something for his efforts. I mean, it was either you're dead or you die with honor.
He died with honor. That's for sure. And he died quite fast. You have to just go Hex Timber and try and play off that. There's no other way to combat Liquid's front line with any sort of threat right now.
With that in mind, do you dislike the Parasma being completed for Makoto? Like, do you think how many sites do we need here? Do they need more than one?
No, he needs damage in this game.
Okay.
This puck has to become a damage threat too. There's a lot of issues to solve, and usually that means Liquid should be able to take advantage of it. This is an Aegis. They can go high ground with Aegis Banner here. They can end this game.
Actually getting the benefits of Aurora's early Roche.
For sure. Backfired pretty hard in this one.
Dude, Ember Spirit's killing supports. I don't know, man. It just looks so free for them in every game. And maybe WS is free as well. Chain stunned up. Did manage to get out the BKB Aghanim Scepter.
Mickey went up the gate.
Yeah, this is not good for Mickey. He might be in a weird position where he loses his Aegis for this, but I guess no one's there to punish him. Nightfall's in the area, but Nightfall doesn't have his BKB, so Nightfall can't commit.
This game is so weird in terms of how fat this Timber is and how irrelevant he is.
Yeah. It's like the, I feel like it's a similar playstyle that, no way, how did Makoto not get spotted? I feel like it's a similar playstyle from game 1 from Liquid. It's just like this time around, they're avoidant. What they were doing, just trying to farm up their items, actually led them to a win condition where it wasn't possible in game 1.
They also have a lot more catch and stun capability in this game. I think this team prefers to play with the ability to threaten heroes on lanes and connect quickly, especially their support duo. they have it in spades.
Yeah, stuns will do that for you, right?
Yeah, Ember Spirit makes the game easy, man.
That's true.
If you don't know what's going on in the meta, just pick Ember Spirit and stuns, and like any 2 supports behind him, and you're likely going to have some gameplay.
Well, we'll see how Aurora adapts to a similar precarious position than Liquid was in Game 1. Liquid, 8,000 net worth lead, and potential high ground push. Aurora do have a very farmed Wind Ranger with the Daedalus. They have very poor supports who will continue to die around the map.
Radiant are
Let
scanning.
death become peace.
I mean, at what point do you just stop going out there, you know?
Dire are scanning.
At what point is it not even worth to leave the base?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Nightfall with the Nightfall. See ya. Trying to see if there's any talents they're near or something. I don't know. It's just not looking much better for Aurora in the short term. I think you're gonna have to find a way to push this ultra late. Be really surprised if Liquid don't try and go high ground with the Sages.
Yeah, Disc gets popped, Nullifier hits, but it's kind of already too late. Puck is phase shifted, should be able to... Oh, did not get a chance to blink away. He's already used his orb just on the outside of the coil range here. He'll be okay. He gets out, all good.
Aeon is saving him in some of these instances.
It is. And he's actually almost made his way to another item. He almost has Octarine. So Makoto's recovery arc has begun.
A long road.
Yeah, no doubt.
Finding impact, especially with the loss of that 25 talent. This is one of those games where you really needed that debuff piercing Dream Coil.
All right, so you talked about this Mirana Ags, and it really hits his peak when level 20. Well, Tofu at 37 minutes as a support is level 20. How do you keep building this up from here? Like, he's going to have so much farm for the rest of the game. I mean, he's keeping, pace with Makoto at this point.
You can either go back for more utility.
Okay,
Just play support
Scythe.
Mirana.
Yeah.
Scythe, Wind Waker. Even like Glimmer Force is still viable at this point. You can go Octarine and play for the level 25 multi-shot arrows with a super low cooldown.
Yeah.
Incredibly toxic build. E-Blade.
Oh, look, it's Barry dying again.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I mean, poor guy. It's just, again, there's not much you can do against this Ember Spirit.
I would probably just go Octarine if I'm Tofu.
Okay. Yeah, just go for the spam
I mean,
of arrows.
there's a couple factors. Like, the arrow spam when you get to 25 is insane. Lowering the cooldown on your Moonlight is huge this game.
Right, sure.
They have a high ground ward. They're getting
Octarine
smoked
combined
on.
with that 25 talent.
They have a Hex on WS.
Doesn't get the chance to make his initiation, though. Timber Chain tries to chase. Does hit the Scythe onto Mickey. Of course, Mickey is the one with the Aegis, so not the best. Avalanche stopping their retreat here. This is a problem. Nullifier placed onto the puck. Meanwhile, the Ember Spirit jumps away from that focus fire. Time and time again, Nightfall is forced to try and focus fire Nisha just to keep him off the back line. But then he just gets away, and there goes Makoto. 1,500 damage. Ace hits a stomp on a WS, but the rest of the team has called it quits. They said, okay, we got the puck. Let's reset here. Ace, with his heart, is healing up pretty good. WS really can't threaten him. The Whirling Death, he needs a number of Whirling Deaths, and that entire time, the Hard Tarask is healing Centaur up.
You always have the geomagnetic grip to bail you out, too.
That's true.
Such a broken hero in these positions where you have tanky frontliners. Aegis is gonna expire in 3 seconds.
Yeah, they could draw this out a little bit.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be really close. They try and pull him away, kick him out. He does harpoon down to the low ground. They just need one hit power shot. It does 60 HP. The sharpshooter shot. Mira hits the goal.
Is that the opening?
Massive pickup with no Tiny. Now all hell is broken loose, and Aurora are going to try and grab as many heroes as they possibly can. But there are multiple threats here beside the Tiny. Nisha goes back in, kills Mira. Boxy rolling after Kerry as well. They're not going to deal with the Timbersaw. They're just going to dance around him, kill all the supporting cast. Once again, Curry's dead. Now they go back for WS. He blinks away. Aurora thought, oh, this is our chance. We've killed the Tiny. Liquid's running. But it was false. Yule's arrow goes out, forced a buyback out of Mira.
I think you still have to look for something here if you're Aurora.
Kind of do, right?
You've had very few moments in this game with any sort of advantage. Tiny off the map for this long. If you just sit in your base, it's going to feel real bad. WS trying to bait something out, force some action.
Please go on me, but Ace, he disregards that. He goes straight to the back line again. Mira's going to beat a dieback. BKB before the Yules goes off. Ace secures the kill.
Oh, they found the puck again.
Nullifier goes out. He blinks back to safety. WS. Well, Timber chain down. They're poking at him. He's got to be careful. That Aghanim Scepter is not a saving grace against the Nullifier from Boxy. And now you've got 60 seconds where it's a 4 versus 5. Tiny's going to be up and can teleport onto the outpost.
That shows you the strength of this Liquid lineup. You lose your Tiny in a situation where Aurora did kind of outplay them with the expiry of that Aegis. Like, they got it right on the edge.
Yeah, it was beautiful timing. Really well played by Aurora to make that happen.
And you still couldn't take the fight.
And you still couldn't take the fight. Shackle shot. Oh no, focus fire. Nightfall almost kills himself on that one.
He died.
He does die. How did he die there actually towards the end?
Starstorm.
Oh, it was Prophet's Pendulum. He had already killed himself from his focus fire. He gets low, he stops it, right? And then the Prophet's Pendulum kicks in and all of a sudden, oh wait.
Whenever I'm unsure how someone dies, it's always Prophet's Pendulum.
Yeah.
That is not the hero you want to be focus firing if you don't have Satanic.
Well, now you don't want to focus fire anybody. Centaur has Retaliate Aura. So everybody is going to be a bad focus fire.
It's tough. It is real tough in this game.
I dare say it's impossible. Liquid start taking away the buildings. WS is farming for some sort of item. I mean, all the farm in the world. Still top net worth. Liquid is up 26,000 off of this recent building. They'll all jump ahead of him, but he was still top net worth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At the end of that fight, and he cannot find an item that is a solution.
I really thought Timber was going to be able to do more in this game, and he's just been neutered.
Did not.
They're doing a very nice job of not over-focusing him.
Oh,
and just killing supports every time. They just walk past
him for like 95% of the game, and then every once in a while, they'll like, okay, throw every stun at Timbersaw, hundreds of zero.
They have tanky enough heroes they can just absorb some of his spells and kill Aurora fast enough. You have a double heart Centaur, by the way. This can't be the build, but it is badass. That is for sure.
Okay. Isn't it kind of the build against Wind Ranger, though?
Yeah, it's very good this game, I will say, actually.
It's maybe the only time where it is the build.
The regen's insane.
And then he's going to get yet another Reaver with the overwhelming blink.
Okay, I'm on board for this.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Retaliate Aura.
That's true. Though the Aura is based on other heroes' strength.
Fair enough. Still good, though. Aghanim Scepter for carry. I'm surprised he got an item, frankly. 12 deaths. 0, 12, and 8. It's not been a fun time, but it does up the damage.
They have to make something happen before this Roche goes Liquid's way.
It's a level 3 Macropyre. So if they could somehow...
Yeah, if Liquid all stand in the macro for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe like Puck level 20. Oh, well, that's not even a talent anymore. Never mind. Scythe on the Ember. Pulled away by the Geomagnetic Grip. Kicked away. They got the stomp. Oh, no, they got the chain stun.
Nightfall gone.
No chance to Nightfall here today. Dies without the BKB being used.
That's
the fight. That's probably the game at this point. Liquid going to try and run down the other two. But even if they don't, that's another lane of barracks. That's going to probably be Megas. They can go back and do Roshan if they want to be ultra safe about it. Puck. Well, jump to the orb. Did not jump to the orb. Blinks away. Back to the Timbersaw. Timbersaw making a run for it. He also gets out. But now you've got 50 seconds with no Wind Ranger.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Go back for Roche? Nah, you end the game. Put that Centaur on the front line. What are you going to do?
Mickey got his level 25. He went for his favorite talent, the Avalanche cooldown one.
Very good in this game.
Oh, yeah, especially...
Can't fault it there.
All right, we'll see if Liquid does end the game here if they go back for Roche. Be super safe.
I don't think Roche even does anything. No one's dying.
Yeah. Ember Spirit has 4,000 HP.
That's the thing about this lineup. They're all so damn tanky. There is no easy target. In that sense, I think it's a pretty bad Wind Ranger game.
Yeah.
There was maybe potential to do his thing, but when you're playing against these really tanky lineups, Centaur's a bad matchup. Tiny's kind of a bad matchup, to be honest. Like, it can go both ways, but
It's like you don't run out of damage to kill Tiny, but it also kind of takes too long to kill Tiny.
At the point where you're killing him easily, you're probably just killing anybody in the game. I think Tiny has a better chance of causing you issues. He forces your BKB early too, because he either starts the fight from a Shadow Blade position, invis, or he's avalanching you, and then you have to pop BKB or you're just getting chains done 100-0 like we saw in that fight.
Right.
So the Tiny creates an issue for you, and I think that's pretty damn nice.
High ground reward. Mira starts it on Ace, and Ace is going, wait a minute, why am I turning? I've got 6,600 HP. Stampede goes out to get Tofu away to safety. They just jump the Jakiro. Poor Kihori, man. Every fight. Coil on 2. Oh, the Yule Scepter stopping the Timber Saw. He was just about to get on top of these heroes. Instead, he's going to be Yuled into an arrow and killed.
No buy available.
Chain stuns
That's
all
it.
around. Aurora are going to call the GG. They will take the loss against Liquid, and that may have just lost them top spot in this Group B.
That was a game they are going to look back on and just ask, what the hell happened here? Because I don't think that is how that game progresses clearly from the draft. Maybe Liquid understood that game better than we all did, but I honestly think they just severely outplayed them there.
It did
they turned it up. Nisha had a perfect game, 14-0, 18 on this Ember. Maybe another conclusion is Ember Spirit's just broken. I think teams are...
Dude, Ember Spirit looks broken.
I mean, teams are not respecting it, right? And the thing about this hero is that his biggest weakness is the mid lane matchup if he gets cheesed. If he does not get cheesed, he's always a powerhouse of a hero around the map. He enables your support though. He shuts down enemy supports. It just gives you such a huge advantage. And they got this Puck Ember trade. That's why I really like that first exchange. Like, I'll almost take Liquid in that draft based on the Puck versus Ember, based on what we've seen in this tournament, regardless of the other picks. Because I think it just sets you up so well. And we saw the damage inflicted here. Teams need to respect what this hero's doing in terms of the supports on supports, bringing these duos into the game. He is just decimating backlines.
Well, Liquid, apparently they told Nigma Galaxy, don't worry, we'll take a game off of Aurora. And after that game 1, I was doubting. I was like, really? Are you sure you're going to be able to do that? Well, they proved it was absolutely the case. They do have the power to do so. And Nigma Galaxy, I believe, are looking good to get first in their group.
Help their boys out, right? Big fans of that team. I think this is also a necessary win for Liquid just from a morale standpoint. If you got 2-0 yesterday and 2-0 today in the fashion they did, where some of those games just felt really lackluster, I think your hopes to go deep in this tournament dwindle pretty quickly. You're not going to have the confidence going into the next stage here. You win that game, you win it in a stylistic fashion against the top team. You just outplayed them. We can win with any draft. To me, that's like a draft independent win. Not that the draft's bad, but it's like, we just made good moves. We played fast. We connected. This is what the Liquid you want to see, right? Mickey involved in these fights. Nisha having a perfect game. That's what we want to see from this squad.
All right, well, beautiful game from Liquid in Game 2, and we could talk about it with Slacks on stage with Boxy.
Hey, thank you so much, Cap. Yes, I am here with Boxy. Boxy, you got to feel a little bad about that game. I mean, your Earth Spirit going in, just ignoring Timbersaw, just attacking the supports. Do you feel any kind of guilt about what you just transpired against Team Aurora?
My start was so bad this game that I don't know. I was like happy when I got to farm for 10 minutes. Thank you, my team. That was really nice. And once I had my BKB, I was like, okay, guys, I'm ready to fight. I'll grab the mic. Give me, I'll hold the mic.
Okay, go. No.
What are you asking?
Okay. Thank you very much. Ember Spirit, should anyone get this hero again? I saw you guys gave Makoto one of his favorite heroes. You give him Puck just for the Ember, and the Ember goes absolutely bonkers. Did you do that trade on purpose? Is that what you're hoping to do?
I'm not too involved in the draft process, but I think we were like, okay, we first pick Ember, and I was like, yeah, Ember is good. That sounds good, you know. I guess we also lost to Ember last game, and we're like, yeah, Ember's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You guys are very famous for doing kind of decent in the early group stage, then learning lessons and going forward. Who is really doing that? Is that your guys' experiences in the game? Is that Blitz? Who's making that process happen for you guys?
I think everyone just gives their input on what they think is good, what is bad. Obviously, like Blitz and Tofu does the drafting.
Yeah.
But they also ask, like, you know, it can't be like 2 people and 5 people don't give any opinions. That's not a team. So everyone.
I've heard of teams like that before. There have been teams where they just, I'm going to take it back, thank you, where they just ignore people and just get their opinions out of that, pot. Is that you? Do you ever make suggestions? They say, like, shut up, Boxy. No. Or are you highly respected on this team?
I think leadership is kind of about ignoring a lot of suggestions and like making sure that everyone that brings suggestions, that the ones that go together work. Because I don't have any idea maybe what other people are suggesting.
No.
You know? Yeah.
All right, Boxy. Well, you did an absolutely fantastic series. It was really good to see you again. I haven't given this opportunity to anybody yet, but now that we have seen Liquid back, any words to the fans watching? I mean, we've been waiting to see a big success like this in the entirety of the group stage.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for watching and supporting us. It's still the group stage, you know. We'll be better for the playoffs, so don't lose hope. I'm feeling it. You know.
I'm feeling it, baby. All right, damn it. Oh, my boy right there. That is it. Thank you so much, Boxy, for an incredible interview, incredible series. We'll go back to our incredible panel to talk to you all about it.
Thank you very much, Slacks. And of course, Boxy as Team Liquid is the second team to take a game off of Aurora here on stage just now. There's a lot to break down. At the same time, there is still also a game going on that might still also have impact on Aurora's future here. But of course, this game, I am just wanting to update you guys that Ember Spirit has a 63% win rate, whereas Puck has a now 28% win rate. And this was an overall first pick Puck, and I don't know why.
Stats don't lie, Shiver.
They don't.
Stats don't lie. Stats never lie.
Ever.
Yeah, I mean, for a good reason. Coming into this tournament, I think people did expect Ember Spirit to be highly contested, but it's doing much better than people would kind of also expect, especially because he buys Spirit does it. He shuts down quite a lot of these heroes, like these Necrofuses that are super imbalanced, you know, that we talked about the healing reduction, like the heal strat that a lot of teams are bringing to the table. And Nisha, he was set up for a perfect game. Like, I don't think we're going to ask for anything better than this. We talked about Nisha being also in his prime again, because he looked, even in the games that Team Liquid was losing, he still looks like a menace. He still looks like on top of his game. He's ready to carry Team Liquid, and the rest of the team this time around, they really stepped it up.
They did really step it up. I think this was the first time where we saw the power that Team Liquid has to offer in this tournament.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think their draft was very convincing in a way. Like, I don't think they won out of, like,
it wasn't
strategy.
an
I think this was an outplay more than an outdraft, or I think they just played better. They clicked their buttons better. Like, as you know, I think like the plays were faster, more impactful. Like, this was just Team Liquid showing that we're a bunch of really good players, and it doesn't really matter like the strategy or what happens in the lanes. Like, remember that this was like a reminder of like, hey, this can always happen to you when you play against us. So it kind of keeps you guessing, like, keeps you wondering what happens if they have a better draft, let's say, or that's pretty scary.
And what happens if there's Lacoste in the not playoff stage yet, because they have to go through the survival stage first, but what happens when there's best of threes? Because maybe that's an even scarier Team Liquid.
Yeah, for sure. This is a team, let's say this is a BO3, I would even give a slight edge to Team Liquid, especially if they like lose game 1, then win game 2, and then they come to the third game, they would definitely, at least in my opinion, would have an upper hand, because this team knows how to adjust. This was straight up outplay. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, there's one guy that stands out the most. That's going to be Nisha with 14, 0, and 18. It's just insane what he can do, but I'm also really glad that the rest of the team also played around him, and it seems like a lot of the times you see them like put a lot of trust in each other. That's why this team was so successful. Ace, however, very interesting item build coming out from him. With the double heart, you see Wind Ranger just straight up killing herself on the with the focus fire, which was funny to watch.
Yeah, we have of course selected Nisha as the MVP because this was a masterclass. It was very enjoyable. I'm not complaining about seeing so much Ember Spirit and seeing him do well, because he is such a fun hero to watch, and a hero that if played at the highest level, everywhere. He's everywhere.
Yeah, and it's a fun hero to watch, and it's a really hard hero to play. Like, very hard to master. I think what Nisha is able to do on this hero is absolutely incredible. Like, it's world class. I mean, there's a reason for why this guy has been dominating every single season of Dota with this Ember Spirit, and I think he showcased once again that he is a menace on the hero. And if the hero is meta, then Liquid is in a good state. You know, like Nisha Ember is an absolute classic. Like, he really. What a statement, you know, because they just lost to Ember. He lost to Ember also. Like, I think he had a pretty rough lane, and now he kind of showcased that, yeah, you know, I'm not impressed. You're just playing a broken hero. This is what I can do with it.
Yeah, we heard SPG say it this morning before the series even started. He is like, one of the main questions he had going into this, which Nisha is going to show up, because we know he has an incredibly high ceiling, but not every game he is able to hit that. This game, though, we saw why we have such high expectations of him.
Yeah, I think even though they lost a couple of games, like the score isn't the greatest for Team Liquid, probably expected a better result overall. Like Nisha, in every single game that we've seen him play, he looked very, very stable. Like, he did perform. And every single time Nisha does well, rest of the team also does extremely well.
Yeah, they really do. And we're not done talking about Nisha yet, I think, Seb, because I think you have something to show us regarding him.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were moments of the game that were absolutely amazing. I really want to show the sequence, because this is like, to me, this is almost unheard of. Like, the Wisdom Rune is coming. It's a pretty rough early game for Liquid, as you can see. Nisha has decided to contest the rune by himself. He has an Arcane Rune, of course. His team is nowhere to help him, because they're making their own play on the Wind Ranger, and they get the kill. At the same time, Nisha gets to kill the Hoodwink, and now he's trying to get the Wisdom. And since, you know, Aura got the memo that, well, they're not ready to help him. This guy is actually alone. We have Aegis. They start contesting. Look at Nisha. His team is not there. Like, they just went away. He's taking the fight 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, and this is what's amazing about this guy, is that he's in the zone. You know, like, this takes like the highest level of focus. Nobody's talking to him. You can be sure. He's just full quiet, doing his thing on the map, you know, battling it out versus 3 heroes, gets 2 kills, is gonna get rid of the Aegis, get 2 kills, force TPs, get out. It's like, what else do you need? Do you need coffee? Like, how can I help you, Team Liquid? Like, he's just doing so much with so little at this point, you know? Like, they lost the laning phase. He has no teammate to connect. This is the kind of overperformance that you expect from a world-class player like Nisha, and yeah. You give that kind of space to the Mickeys, the Aces, you know, the Tofus of the world, well, all of a sudden you secured yourself a map win.
Yeah, for Team Liquid, of course, this game, very good, and I think it was very needed as well for a boost going into the survival stage. But they do have to go into the survival stage, because they needed this to be a 2-0 if they wanted to have a shot at tiebreakers to see if they could force out the first place for themselves in Group B. They don't do so, but they are, I think, Lacoste, very happy with this result either way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this group looked extremely strong. Like, people talked about, you know, being maybe the Group D being the group of death, because you have 1W, you have Yandex, LGD, a lot of strong teams. But after seeing how it unfolded, I would say this was the strongest group, because Enigma Galaxy, they showed up to their full potential. Like, this is the team that maybe not everybody expected to be so back. Like, they're definitely back, and they're back in very convincing fashion because of the strategies that they've been bringing to the table, the gameplay, and of course the lovable players that we kind of like to see back on the top.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys heard it, but while you were talking, there was also a cheer happening on my right, because that's where the B stage is. I've got a great vantage point here where, spoiler alert, I did just see who won the game between Enigma Galaxy and P-Time, and that was, of course, Enigma Galaxy. They 2-0'd that series, and therefore the only one game that they have dropped this entire group stage. As Seb said, the biggest surprise of the group stage, to be able to keep consistent at that top level. The only game that dropped was against Aurora, but this is Enigma Galaxy peak time, and it's super impressive, and we know they can take games off the best of them. They just haven't shown us this year that they can do so consistently.
Yeah, but what a time to do so. I mean, if this is the timing, it's the only thing that matters. If you want to peak, if you want to find your form. This is the best time and the only time of the year to do so. So I'm just really happy for them. If you're Enigma fan, you're probably vibing. Don't get carried away. Don't get yourself carried away. Remember the years of, pain and suffering. Finger snap and we're back there. So let's just take it one step at a time. Winning the group, very nice, very impressive. One step at a time, please.
Well, they didn't want to play tiebreakers, so they and maybe Aurora did that.
Fine by me, but one step at a time.
One step at a time, but they do skip that survival stage step. So congratulations to them. It does mean that we have Group B sorted out without any tiebreakers. Lacoste, is that a surprise to not have any tiebreakers on this entire day?
Definitely. It looked like the Group B had a lot of chances to have tiebreakers, a lot of permutations as well. It didn't happen in the end, but let's see what happened in this game, Shiver. I'm gonna just wait it out because I saw the draft and it looked dirty. This is like kind of alliance type of a draft back from
Lycan Laundry. That's almost
it's a lot of push. It's a lot of dirtiness combined together. And the Enigma Galaxy, I gotta say that they have impressed me the most with the drafts that they did have. Like you saw quite a lot of healing strats. They're bringing back the Alchemist, to bring out some Dazzle as well, Keeper of the Light, a lot of Lycans, and cooking with the drafts. Like this is the type of a draft that not many other teams are willing to pick and also execute, because this type of a draft needs high-level execution.
That's one way to shut down a Jaw Ranger. When 20 minutes in, you have like a Prophet, a Lycan, and a Laundry, and knocking at your base. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's almost illegal, I have to say. Like I think this is, you want to send the Dota police on this because it's too much. Like too much zoo, too many summons. Not cool.
Not cool indeed, but probably something that we might see more often. Because if it works. Come on, you're gonna still pick it. I want to also have some final thoughts on Aurora that we just saw on stage, because obviously we can say high praises for Team Liquid, but Aurora coming second in this group definitely also have to put some respect there. How come it didn't work out for them this game? Is it just Lacoste? You feel like they got a little bit figured out in the draft also with the puck, or were there other issues for them?
Maybe it's the puck issue. The hero just doesn't feel as strong compared to 2-3 months ago, where the hero, like, you could straight up first phase it and the hero would dominate the game. The meta did shift like multiple times, but it seems like maybe Team Liquid also overperforming. Like they definitely didn't have the better draft, but they had overall better gameplay, and everything gelled together for them, and it seems like they were just in the zone, and it didn't feel like that for Aurora in the second game.
I think WS got baited. Like he gave an interview and he said, I went back to C and I'm playing Timber and I'm owning, and then I come back to Europe and then it doesn't work. And next thing you know, he's like just winning every game in the group. He's like, you know what? I think this is a Timber game. And then he lost. I think that's it. He's like, well, sorry, my bad, guys. I should have learned my lesson. He probably didn't write it down in his notes. And now, so I think the draft was like suboptimal in a sense. I mean, it was cool. Like they were cool ideas. Like it made sense why they would pick these heroes. But as Lacoste said, these are non-meta heroes for a reason, perhaps. So probably something to go back on and reconsider your hero priority. But they played really well nonetheless. I think very dominant performance from them in the group stage and a well-deserved second place.
Yeah, and second place means that they go to the survival stage, but not the first day of it, but the second day. They get to skip one round there. Let's take a look at what happened today, because we got Group A and Group B finished up today. Two series were shown. We had a 2-0 all across the board, actually, for for Group A in our first series of the day. And we have Aurora Liquid with a tie, and we have Enigma Galaxy with a 2-0 on the B stream. We also today, Lacoste, saw our first keys crushed.
Yeah, it's always devastating. Like it's a really fun factor that we added, and you can definitely tell that some are enjoying it more, especially the winners are going to be enjoying it more. But also the fact that you can also take some of the keys, and 3 of them, I believe. So maybe some grudges from the pub matches and stuff like that. Maybe some arch nemesis that you do have, some teams that you lost in some big tournaments in. You're going to be having extra eye on those keys.
Yeah, we're gonna have an eye on a key that will no longer be a key very soon. They all crush a little bit different as well, and there's like all these little things as well that, I mean, it's a good thing that there's like one of the safety things around there, because that's gold in your eye. I don't think that's what you want.
I didn't look at it.
Too painful.
Too recent, too painful. It's like maybe in 10 years.
All right, let's take a look at some group standings then, as we are going for Group A first. That was the first group to be solved, and here it is. We got 2 teams eliminated in Gamer Legion and poor Rangers. Falcons topping the group with only dropping that one game, and we keep bringing it up. It was the one game that they were meant to lose in order to rise to the top, because it was the very first game of the tournament without fail. They dropped that game to BB Team, who came second. We got Runeers and Extreme there also in the third, fourth that we will see again in the survival stage, as we're going to take a look at Group B, the one that just got solved just a second ago. Nigma Galaxy. I know, Seb, you never doubted this for a second.
Yes.
For a second.
Yes, that statement is entirely true. But
Yes.
I have been impressed as soon as I got to see them play here with their level, and as Lacoste mentioned, also the drafting, which I think is very innovative. I mean, compared to what the other teams are doing, I think it's quite disruptive, and it's really paying off. So good of them. I mean, if they can, draft these kind of strategies and execute them the way they are executing them, I think this team is really a menace. And especially in a single elim tournament, I think it's very scary to go up against Nigma right now, for anyone really, even for the most accomplished, dominating teams of the scene.
Yeah, I mean, P10 was about to win game 1, and they were able to claw it back, and you don't want to give them any opening, Lacoste.
No, I mean, I covered their series in TI qualifiers, and I was like, I'm pretty impressed. I don't know if this is some honeymoon phase. I don't know, like, if things are clicking for them, because they definitely were, because they looked like, I'm like, I've never seen this Enigma. Didn't see them like that for a really long time. I got the hopes up every single time. I get disappointed. It's just a roller coaster. It keeps going and keeps going. But I think they found stability, and that's what really matters for them.
Yeah, this roller coaster goes just a little bit higher than the rest, so maybe with a little bit more of a longer runway there at the top. But that is Group A and Group B done. There is one day of group stages left, of course, and that's tomorrow. We can take a look at what's coming your way, because that is when Group C and D will be solved. We will start the day with P-Vision versus Team Spirit. Now, I'll be already spoiling you guys. That is Group C, and in Group C, there is no chance for a tiebreaker. P-Vision and Team Spirit are basically fighting for who comes out on top of their group, with P-Vision right now in the lead. So Spirit needs to 2-0 them in order to kick them from their first place. And then the last series of the day, 1W and Yandex, and it's very simple. We need a clear winner. If they tie, it's not enough. We need one of these 2 teams to 2-0, and if they tie, they will go again, Seb.
I mean, these 2 matches could be grand finals. Like, this is how good all of these 4 teams are right now. It's going to be 2 bangers, honestly. Like, it's really hard to predict who's gonna come out on top. I think we've seen all these teams kind of dominate the rest of the competition so far, and it kind of keeps you wondering who's better. I think like that's just a discussion. The 1W is better than Yandex. Now Yandex is better than P-Vision. Tomorrow all these questions are going to start getting answered, because it is still group stage. I think they're also at a stage of the tournament where they could be deciding to hold back a little bit. I'm not going to fall into the hiding strategy kind of thing, but you could decide to not show everything you get to show, especially in a single elim tournament. I think it makes a lot of sense. So we'll have to see how they approach these series.
Yeah, and it is very important to come first place, though, because then you skip a whole stage and you're instantly top 8. So there's a lot on the line for those series. Final thoughts from you, Lacoste?
Very impressed by Dota that we have seen, because, day 1, we haven't really seen anything too spicy. Day 2 and 3, I think thanks to Nigma Galaxy and thanks to some other teams as well, we are seeing new ideas coming in, and some teams also talked about in the interviews that, maybe the meta changed, like they prepared certain stuff. So it's going to be, again, about the teams who can adapt it quickly, the fastest, the current meta, and that's what I'm about to see. Well, just good Dota, and so far, been very impressed.
Yeah, it is promising to have some good Dota coming your way tomorrow as well, as you already heard from the guys. Thank you so much for your thoughts, gentlemen. This was it for today. We had 2 great series, and of course tomorrow can only be greater with what's on the menu. If you missed any of today's action, though, this was it for us, but we are not going to leave you empty-handed. We'll be back tomorrow, but for now, here are the SDC recap.
Help!